it got to a point where I didn't feel like I was playing with players of my caliber.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Wednesday Night Playbook. I'm your host, Antoine Miller. So tonight we're going to go over Elizabeth versus Trenton Catholic, both teams in New Jersey. So I wanted to do this earlier, start reviewing games, but to be honest with you, it's been such bad basketball. Like the first month of the year, it's been really bad. It hasn't really been any games to go over. So I know a lot of that is due to COVID and things like that, but it's been really ugly to look at. So it wasn't really no games for me to break down. But this was a really good game between two evenly matched teams. Both have a lot of good guard play, really quick guards, and they defend the ball full court very well. And they were both very physical. But as you see in this game, it just came down to execution. So that's what I'll be breaking down, and hope you guys get something from it. So enjoy the video. All right, so right off the rip, you see TCA didn't scout Elizabeth at all. You know, you might ask me, well, why do you say that? Because every Elizabeth game I've seen this year, they started off with this set. It's a motion action, and they ended with a backdoor cut just to see if you fall for it. TCA fell for it, and that's obviously a bad scouting report. If a team is doing that every single game, the first play of the year, and you don't know that, you didn't scout them, right? And you might be like, well, why are you highlighting that? Because that's the things, when you're an evenly matched team going against another evenly matched team personnel-wise, that's the things that lose you the game, right? Situations like this. You gave up these 2 points that could be crucial at the end of the game, all because you didn't have a scouting report for the team, So that's very important to highlight just right off the rip, all right? So it's the little things, fellas. It's the little things that change these outcomes of these games. All right, so next. So we went over the flex offense a couple weeks back. Now you see it in real time, right? So you got the screen off of the rip. You got the down screen. You pop into the elbow. That's the motion of the offense. Period. That is very simple. That's the motion of the offense. All right. You find one of these 5 spots on the floor and you keep rotating to them. And like you see, when you find a driving gap, you attack it. All right. When athletic kids can run a flex offense, it's extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. When you can still play basketball, and run this offense, still use your innate ability and run this offense, it can be very dangerous. As you see, if you switch off of it, you'll find mismatches, and it's just a lot of confusion to it, and it's a lot of movement, and you can never have enough movement in the game of basketball. So again, good execution by Elizabeth. All right. Like I said, if you perfect that and you do it in a really speedy manner, it is really hard to guard. All right, so right here, it's a simple pick and roll. But it's a couple reasons I'm highlighting this, right? The first is the obvious, okay? It's a mismatch. All right, it's a mismatch. This guy with the basketball is coming off of this pick and roll against the big man. There's no way he can stay in front of him, right? Make the game easy, fellas. Again, make the game easy. Your plays don't have to be sophisticated for them to be positive, for a positive outcome. Make it easy. They seen the mismatch. They attacked it. All right. The second thing I liked about this is the execution of it. All right. As you see, the guy with the basketball came off of this screen nice and tight. The big man rolled the right way using his inside foot. And the point guard bounced past him the ball. He showed the ball at the basket so the big man could jump, and he bounced past him the ball. Again, really simple thing. And the third thing is, if I'm a coach, I see that works. So I'm coming back to that if need be, right? Now, let's give Trenton Catholic kudos right here with their ball pressure. Anybody that know me knows I love full court ball pressure. All right, both of these teams does it very well. All right, I'm not sure why more high school teams in college and NBA don't use their personnel athletically wise to do this, but you can see how disruptive it makes an offense. It destroys an offensive continuity and rhythm when you pressure the basketball. As you see right here, it was really hard for Elizabeth to get anything going. 2 possessions in a row. Look, they didn't get inside the 3-point line. That's a very good job by Trenton Catholic. All right, so kudos to them with that. Kudos to them with that. Ball pressure can really. It's hard to have an answer for good ball pressure offensively. It's very hard. All right. So next, this is the end of the game, right? So Elizabeth spacing the floor. Good job by Elizabeth by spacing the floor so they can get driving angles. Either they score or nobody score. All right. But the main thing about this is this cut on the backside. Like, again, now that might seem simple, right? And the point guard might have got caught in the air, but that weak side guy diving while the point guard is driving. Listen, kids, like, you don't understand how important this is. Y'all kids that just want to sit on the perimeter and just wait for the basketball to shoot these threes that y'all can't make, that's not the game. This is it. All right, this is it. Him driving, him cutting while his partner is driving, that's everything. Like, that's the name of the game right there. That's really hard to guard. That's extremely hard to guard. You know, it's just more for the defense to think about. Okay, again, good execution by Elizabeth. And this last set that I want to go over for TCA, because, again, it's the little things that's going to win you these games, man. It's the little things, and we don't appreciate them enough, right? So TCA tried to run a Spain pick and roll with a little less than a minute left. I think they was down 4 or 5, and they tried to run a Spain pick and roll. It's no way either the coach or it's regardless. It's no way this was supposed to happen. It's impossible that they wanted to get this type of shot. Right. But as you see, they set up in the Spain pick and roll. It was funky off the rip, but it's no way with 40 seconds left. That's the shot that they want to get, you know, and that separates good teams from great teams. Shooting that shot with 40 seconds left. Like, that was crucial. Right. But even the play itself, the point guard didn't come off looking to attack the basket, which is the first part of the Spain pick and roll. The big man never rolled to the basket, which is the second part of the pick and roll. The pop guy popped, but he shot that shot. You know, it's just like, and I'm highlighting this not to downplay TCA, but to just execution. Like, there's no type of execution going on that play, you know, and that separates you in this game. That separates you in this game from being good and being great. All right, so as you see, it just came down to execution. Trenton Catholic, physically, personnel-wise, they were their exact same team as Elizabeth. They might have been more talented than Elizabeth, but Elizabeth executed. Elizabeth did all the little things in order to win that game, you know, and that you can't overlook those things. You know, I always when I break down videos or I put up plays, it's always something underlining to it, you know, that I want you to get from it. And from this, I want players and I want coaches to understand the value of the little things, right? Like, Elizabeth stole a couple more points because they just executed better. And that was really the difference between the game. Again, Elizabeth is no better physically than Trenton Catholic. Trenton Catholic can play. And that if it was a playoff this year, Trenton Catholic would have went far, you know, because they were really talented, especially at the guard position. But they still lack the execution wise, you know, little things like scouting reports, little things like, you know, just doing the right things, you know, at all times, you know, they lack, you know. So for every kid out there, every coach out there, the fundamentals, man, I'm going to say that all the time. Take advantage of the fundamentals, and that should be at the top of your list because it will be the difference in most cases. I'm telling you, it would be the difference in most cases. And as you see, with a legendary coach like Phil Colicchio, that was the difference. That was the difference with Elizabeth. All right, so subscribe to the channel. Comment below. Whether you like it or not, comment below. Hopefully you got something from it. Anything that any of you guys want me to go over in the future, let me know. But other than that, y'all have a good night. Let's get better.